This is Drop 'em 78, day 35, and here is the Seven of Cups from Dame Fortune's Wheel Tarot. And the key word for this card is thoughts, even though we don't see the pansies any longer, which we did see in the last two cards. For Atea, it can refer to intelligence, an idea, or imagination, or even refer to the soul or spirit. Reversed, it's more of a project, intention, or determination. This image of the astrologer is adapted by Hewson from a medieval woodcut, and he says that it indicates, this way that the astrologer has imagined this structure of cups is kind of an unrealistic pipe dream or fantasy. He also says there's a traditional meaning of this card, or Seven of Cups in general, meaning happiness or success in love, and that reversed, it means that there should be a definite plan in place. I've mentioned before that the one way that some traditional TDM readers will associate the numbers is by relating them back to the triumphs with divisions by 10. So a 7 would relate both to the Chariot card, but also to 17, the Star card. And I'm thinking Hewson was also thinking along those lines because a lot of Star cards are astrologers. Now, there are some where it's the Moon card in some decks, and there's even one where it's the Sun card, but a lot of times it's a Star card, and that makes a lot of sense. This is the Star card from the Jacques Vieilleville by Viewmont, and in that guidebook, which is by a Jacques Vieilleville scholar whom they do not credit, and I forgot his name, but the reverse meaning that he gives for this card is excessive abstraction or intellectual construction, which matches Hewson's meaning for this card perfectly. The upright meaning in the Viewmont booklet has to do with somebody who can see the consequences of their actions on many different levels, both physical and spiritual. But some more of the Atea meanings include contemplation or reflection and deliberation, and those really match up with the Pythagorean meanings for 7. So it could have to do with taking some time to reflect on your emotional state. But the visual meaning from Yoav Bendov has to do with being overly individualistic and maybe being part of a group, but being cut off or estranged from that group, which actually really lines up well with the Viewmont booklet on the Jacques Vieilleville. So that's kind of interesting. Comparing the two shapes, I would say they're both fairly unstable. I mean, this does have some supports from the plant life, but those 3 cups can't be held up by that one very well. The detail I want to point out is the fact that this moon is green. I just love that. I'll try to find a filter that reflects the colors fairly accurately so you can see how green it is. Because there are a few traditional cards that have green suns and moons, or a few traditional historical decks, and so that stood out to me because it's an interesting quirk. I met up with a friend today and we did talk about some plans and also whether or not those plans were a little too individualistic, which is always an interesting question. Okay, that's all for today, and I'll see you again tomorrow.